Yo, I done 6 shows in a row, so my voice is hurting. Fans wanna hear what you're in person. Oi. She want a man from Brum, but she settled with a boy from Burton. I still see feds on the block, still see the boy them lurking. He thinks I'm a poisonous person.
Hi there guys, Adam from the Facial Fuzz here, and this video is going to be a little bit different. So I've noticed with a lot of my videos, it's me kind of talking to you, and we don't always have a two-way conversation, which is something that I really want to start doing with this channel. So this video is going to be about my beard story, and what I'd like to challenge you guys out there, some of you who may have YouTube channels as well, is to record a response to this video and title it Response to Facial Fuzz, My Beard Story. And let's hopefully get these down along the suggested content along the side of this video so we can look at each other's stories and watch back and hear a bit more about how we've come to grow our own, maybe first beard for the first time. Now, if you don't own a YouTube channel or anything like that, just feel free to pop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. But I'm going to tell you about mine. So when I was about 17 or 18 and my facial hair still hadn't kicked in, I was starting to get a little bit worried, as you naturally do. I was a bit like, well, everyone else around me is starting to get something and I'm getting basically nothing. And it's funny, actually, it probably even started way before that, my obsession with wanting a beard. In fact, at the age of 7, I remember asking my dad, I was like, Dad, how do you grow a beard? And he said, well, when you're older, you know, you start to grow a beard and then you shave it and it comes back a little bit more. That's bullshit, by the way. Like, he gave really bad advice there. You shave it, it comes back a little bit more. And so me being stupid and 7 years old, decided I was going to grab my dad's razor and I was going to get rid of some of the real small peach fuzz that was on my mustache. What I ended up doing was cutting myself, and you can't see it because of my mustache, and scarring myself. I actually have a scar from that. And so as I was saying, like, when I got to about 18, I was wondering, why hasn't this grown yet? Why haven't I managed to grow a beard? And at 21, I grew my first chin hair at 21. And I was thinking, finally, it's begun. I'm going to grow a big old beard within the next year or so. And I was at university at the time. A lot of my friends had facial hair, and it just didn't happen. Like, within 3 years, it developed. But I mean, I'd had some crap fucking hairs, a few hairs at the top of my cheeks, had really weak chin strap with patches in it all the way through it, had gaps all underneath, couldn't really grow very much at all. And I could grow very, very weak kind of goatee, but no soul patch. So obviously then I was getting frustrated, and I'd looked online several times, you know, how could I possibly, you know, remedy this? And I came across beard transplants, and I was like, well, that sounds really expensive and quite invasive, so I obviously didn't want to do that. And then I found out about Minoxidil. I didn't really believe it at first, if I'm honest. I was like, oh, bullshit. This is another typical thing of people saying something works that doesn't. Because you'd seen all that oil shit where they're like, oh, rub garlic on your face. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna rub garlic on my face. Or stupid stuff like that. So what I then did was, after watching Basiks Ali's videos that basically proved it, I decided that I was going to buy at least 3 months worth. I checked online, it was relatively cheap. It was about £15. So I decided just, you know what, I'm going to get 3 bottles and do it. And I'll be honest, it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Because with it, I've actually been able to grow a beard. And to me, a beard helps with my confidence. Genuinely does. And I'd be lying if I said it didn't. I was quite insecure that I couldn't grow full facial hair. And people even now say how much more confident I am, how much more approachable I am because of that. I mean, even at work, people have said, oh, meetings, I seem to actually, you know, put my point across a lot more. I seem a lot more thoughtful. And that's probably because I'm sat stroking the beard. That is a nice feeling. But that actual process of growing my first beard, which properly started at around about week 8, because I haven't shaved since then and haven't even really trimmed all the way down since then. So, I mean, that was kind of when I started mine, and I'm on week 35 now, so it's been quite a long journey. And I've had a little bit of trimming in between, but I can honestly say there's a real joy in growing a beard. There's times where you feel like it looks like shit and everything like that, but there is a real joy in growing it. And if I hadn't have found those videos that actually showed it worked, I probably wouldn't have done it. And that's another reason why I wanted to make this channel, just to have further evidence out there for people that this really does work on, and it's a miracle, really. Like, I mean, we always say it's not a miracle product, it will only work if you have the follicles there, and that's true, but really is a miracle. Now, you need a lot of patience when you're growing your first beard, and it, you know, gets itchy and everything like that, but I now get to experience that itch. I never got to do that before. So even stuff like that, the first time it happened, it was like, so this is what it feels like. And yeah, it was irritating, but I was like, this is what it feels like. So that's kind of really like my journey, because I mean, I had 3 years between kind of when I started growing my first chin hair and till I grew some shit patches everywhere that didn't really resemble a beard. And that was a really tough time because you do feel slightly emasculated that you can't grow one. naturally bearded men sometimes like to take the piss and be like, oh, you pussies putting minoxidil on your face because you can't grow a real beard like a real man like me. And it's like, huh, you mean because you're more sensitive to a particular hormone in your body? The emphasis on the word sensitive there. But guys, it'd be great to hear your stories. I want to know what got you into your journeys. And also, if you do have a channel, feel free to post a video response to this. As I say, just title it Response to Facial Fuzz's My Beard Story. It'd be great to see how many stories we can get out there. Thanks very much, guys, and I will see you guys again next time.
I ain't got a blue tick, but I got one on the top that gave me.
I don't even know what's real.